Settlement Houses by Shelby Dibble and Wilson Battle.
Settlement houses were homes established in a poor urban area during the Gilded Age with the objective of alleviating poverty and promoting interdependent interactions between the wealthy and impoverished classes within American cities.
One of the most prominent settlement houses in American society was the Hull House, whose creation was inspired by the Social Gospel and the Toynbee Hall in England. The Social Gospel also inspired organizations such as the YMCA and the American branch of the Salvation Army.
The Hull House was founded by Jane Addams and Ellen Gates Starr in Chicago. It is primarily open to European immigrants and young, single women.
The main objective of the settlement house movement was stipulated in the 3Rs motto: residence, research, and reform.
Settlement houses were also created with the purpose of raising living standards through education and cultural programs that helped adults find work. These programs mainly helped poor immigrants, minorities, and single women.
The settlement house movement found its roots in mid-19th century England, where, at the time, it was trying to combat the growing levels of poverty.
The settlement house movement impacted the middle-class volunteers who supported the movement by educating them on the harsh living conditions and struggles of poverty. They also learned about the horrific working conditions in factories. This knowledge led to the spread of settlement houses to other cities such as New York, Boston, and Philadelphia.
As more and more people learned about settlement houses, the movement grew. With that growth came a pressure on city governments to make legislative changes to combat the hardships that the impoverished were facing. The legislative changes that were passed enabled the building of public parks, playgrounds, restrooms, and libraries. The members of the movement also pushed for the regulation of child labor, shortened working hours, sanitation standards, higher wages, and public health services.
For children, settlement houses provided education and after-school recreational opportunities such as clubs and organized athletics. The leaders of the settlement house movement also advocated for the creation of the first juvenile court in America.
For immigrants, settlement houses provided education, mainly English language lessons, and job opportunities.
For middle-class women who worked in the settlement houses, they provided independence and an escape from their traditional roles in society, as well as a cooperative housing arrangement. These women spearheaded the social change which the settlement houses revolved around. For poor single women, settlement houses provided a push for equal hours and pay.
Settlement houses also started an entirely new field of work known as social work. This came from the research portion of the 3Rs objective.
After running for a while, some settlement houses were handed over to the control of the state or city governments, but their primary objective stayed the same.
Settlement houses were privately funded and usually religiously affiliated, which frequently made them somewhat discriminatory, specifically towards African Americans, despite their otherwise wholesome values. They also failed to abolish the worst parts of poverty.
Despite the focus on helping immigrants, some settlement houses were disrespectful and rude towards those hailing from foreign nations. They also vehemently impressed white Christian values into the minds of immigrants.
Despite their shortcomings, settlement houses were a source for great social reform and positive societal change.